Hello there guys, and welcome to the daily updates. This video is about the testimony of witness J, who did his testimony in camera. Now if you remember well, he asked to do it in camera because he's a police officer who does not want his identity to be revealed because he fears for his life, and also part of the information that he has is ongoing. If they were not to do it in camera, it was going to expose some of the information that they have. Of course, we have the transcripts in relation to that testimony, most of which have been redacted just to protect the information that they have. Most of which have been redacted just to protect the information that they have. And of course, the Madlanga website has not released the full transcripts, but they are going to do that as time goes on. Probably by tomorrow, everything would be uploaded on the website. Now, when I look at the transcript, it exposes that character called Tumelongu. We know about from the testimony of Chief Mashaba. Samuel Mashaba says that Tumelongu was an informant, or is an informant according to him, who helped in the drug bust in Araton. Now, he's the one who alerted the police. The police, I'm talking about Chief Mashaba, about the 750 kg of cocaine, of which Chief Mashaba and Tumelongu were part of the group that went there first. Tumelongu was driving his BMW 7 Series, which was also parked there. And their main aim was to stop that truck with those drugs and seize them. But unfortunately for them, General Khan and the team arrived. That's when there was a standoff. Now, the testimony of witness J really exposes this character Tumelongu and also the chief of Gauteng Traffic, Mr. Samuel Mashaba. And another interesting part about that testimony of witness J is that it connects Tumelongu, that character, to the ANC. Let us start with it. This is not the whole transcript of witness J, and as you look at it, I'm on page 132 of 143, and it says, profiling Mr. Ngu. During my analysis of Tumelo's cell phone data, especially the messages on the messaging applications, it indicates that Tumelo is a facilitator for the containers that are used to conceal illegal drugs. He is involved in drug trafficking and has people who are assisting him to facilitate the trafficking of drugs. Tumelongu is not an informer. I think that we must underline. He is not an informer according to the testimony of witness J. He says Tumelongu is not an informer as he alleges, because if that was the case, the drug seizing was supposed to be seized in Durban and not in Johannesburg, Araton. Why would he risk traveling all the way to Durban and come back following the truck Tumelo was working for, that is redacted, and has contacts within law enforcement who were assisting him with illegal activities? Samuel Mashaba, the law enforcement officer within the Gauteng Traffic Department, had connections with other units of the law enforcement that he used to assist Tumelo to achieve his objective, which was to retrieve illegal drugs from the truck. Tumelo has an immovable property that is registered under his mother, immovable property that he purchased using companies so to hide his true source of income. There is a property and vehicle that are used by Tumelo, but all those are not under his name. The property was purchased for 2.9 million rands. You have to underline that. 2.9 million rands. And this same person who's buying an expensive property does not want to register it under his name because it is going to expose him, especially to SARS, on where do you get this money and what do you deal with. So most of them, he just register them under the people that he knows. Some are not working, some he knows even if they were to come after him, they would not find them. He continues to say that, yes, even these tenders and analysis of communications, though we could not put all of them in my statement, you can see that he's connected to the organization African National Congress, because most branches they ask for donations. Again, you have to underline that he is connected to the organization, the African National Congress, because most branches, they ask for donations. Others, they will say, even in the Eastern Cape, I think he secured a table for the Eastern Cape for the January 8th. I think that was in 2020, because the communication was 2019 November. So I'm not sure. Yeah, I think it was for January 2020. So because that communication was sent to secure the table for the Eastern Cape guys. So you can see to say, even in this organization, ANC, he is connected because he's funding other organizations. Other companies will tell him to say, we are going to the Thule house, please provide us with transport. I think they're probably referring to Luthuli house, so I stand to be corrected, but he says other companies will tell him to say, we are going to the Thule house, please provide us with transport. And those are the parts that put the ANC and Tumelongo together close by. He basically, according to Witness J, finances the January 8. January 8, we've heard about it before. Brown Mokgotsi told us about the January 8. Ket Matlala told us about it. It seems like it's a very, very important thing in the ANC where people have to source funding somewhere so that they can get seats, better seats, and attend the January 8. Such a concern that you find a political party connected to people or getting donations from people who are tainted. Maybe they would say we did not know, but this is really not good for the African National Congress. Let us continue.
Do you ever pay for that January 8?
Yes, I did.
How much?
I will say between 150 and 200. I'm not quite sure about it.
Did you pay the money to the account given by Mokgotsi?
Yes, there's also proof of payments for that.
Okay. Is there anybody who wants to speak to this matter? Okay. Honorable Nomvalo, Honorable Skosana, Honorable Sangoni, Honorable Mwango.
Yeah, so when you paid this 150,000, was it upon request from Mr. Brown Mokgotsi? I mean,
yeah.
So he requested.
Yes, but I didn't pay it 150 once. It was accommodation, flights.
So did he specify why he wanted the money? What he wanted the money for? Did he say that, can you give us this assistance for this activity?
Yes, he said that.
He said for January 8.
Yes.
Did he mention who was also to benefit from that amount?
Yes, he said the minister.
So he was asking the money on behalf of the minister. That is how he requested for it.
According to him, yes.
According to him.
Yes.
Him and the minister, or the minister only?
Say that again?
Him and the minister, according to his request, was it for him and the minister or for the minister only?
No, it was, from what I understand, the minister sent him to go and ask for donations there and there.
Okay.
And then I was one of them.
Okay.
And then he asked me that money so I can donate for them for this January 8th thing of theirs. So I don't know who was going to benefit there.
So you just send the money, you don't know how it was spent and on what? You don't know. You just sent it.
Okay, the flights, I paid them directly. I knew this is what the flights, because he sent me the ID numbers.
Okay.
So I have them on my WhatsApp chats.
So which ID numbers did he send? For who?
For different people.
For different people.
I think maybe 10 or I don't remember how many people.
The ID number also has, I assume, when you book for a person, you use an ID number and full names.
He sent me copies of IDs.
Okay. So was an ID of the minister part of those copies?
No.
It wasn't?
No.
Okay, thank you, Chair.
So I am on page 137 of 147, and witness J says that the analysis of the extracted handset data, WhatsApp chats, Telegram messages, 3-ma screenshot images, call data records, and movement reports indicates a consistent pattern of communication and utility between Tumelo Nku, and then the other name is redacted, and Samuel Mashaba and other identified individuals. The 3-ma communication show repeated references to containers, vessels, Pier 1, customs, seals, truckers, transporters, and staff. In my analysis, these references are consistent with discussions concerning a movement monitoring retrieval of goods from shipping containers. The communication further indicates that Tumelo Nku, using the alias Philip Plain, was in direct communication with the user identified as Alpha, later linked to WhatsApp analysis 2 and is redacted. The comparison of the username, greetings, phone numbers, and related chats support this identification. The cell phone data records places Tumelo Nku in vicinity of Durban and KwaZulu-Natal during relevant periods when the 3-ma conversation concerning containers and port activities took place, including May 2021 and July 2021. This movement corresponds with the timing of messages relating to the release, inspection, movement, and collection of containers. The Telegram communications between Tumelo Nku and Samuel Mashaba, including the shared route to Yellow Jersey Logistic, together with call data records and images found on Tumelo Nku's device, establish a further linkage between the subjects, Yellow Jersey Logistics, and the container later found at Eraton crime scene. The images recovered from Tumelo Nku's device, including images of bags wrapped in black tape and images reflecting container or transport information, further corroborate the communication and movement analysis relating to the container and its contents. The call data records analyzed in respect of Tumelo Nku, Yellow Jersey Logistics, Sandra Engelbrecht, Samuel Mashaba, Warrant Officer Pokungwana, and Marumo Joseph Magani show communication linkages before and on the day of the incident, including the sharing of locations and contact numbers relevant to Yellow Jersey Logistics and the movement of the container. The WhatsApp and Telegram communications between Tumelo Nku and Samuel Mashaba establishes that there was an existing relationship between them prior to the incident and that their communication included. That information is redacted. In my opinion, the totality of digital evidence analyzed indicates that Tumelo Nku played an active role in monitoring, facilitating, and communicating about the movement of containers from Port of Durban to Gauteng, and that it was linked to communication and movement data to other persons relevant to Boysen's case, and that is redacted. I further conclude that the digital evidence supports the existence of a coordinated network of individuals communicating across encrypted messaging applications and ordinary cellular platforms in relation to the movement of containers, transport arrangements, and the suspected retrieval of illicit goods. The observations are based on the data extracted from the devices, the cell phone records obtained through authorized processes, and the analysis conducted using available digital forensic and analytical tools. I know and understand the above-mentioned statement. I have no objection in taking the prescribed oath. I consider the prescribed oath to be binding. That's where this other part ends. Well, those are part of the transcripts of witness J's testimony, and really it is shocking, but what do you expect? We all know that Many of them are very corrupt. And the fact that he's being linked to the ANC in the Eastern Cape, and that he was donating money for them to go and book the January seats. Well, it is not really shocking because that's how they maneuver. And I did a search on this individual, Tumelongu, and when you check, it shows that he's a managing director of Shellcon Pty Ltd. And other information, he went to the University of the Liverpool, and he's based in the city of Johannesburg. So Shellcon is an investment company and a local distribution partner of Coca-Cola Beverages Southern Africa. And it says that we have a significantly growing property portfolio, and we have invested with controlling stake in multiple companies across different industries. Let me further go on his employment history. February 2008 until August 2011, 3 years, 7 months, ICT project manager at MSP. And then September 2011 to March 2016, 4 years, 7 months, supply chain consultant, Transnet Freight Rail. Well, when you hear about Transnet and you hear about the involvement with this transportation of cocaine and all these packages, you can't be surprised. For a person to be a supply chain consultant, it means they know all about the movement of all these trucks. So one cannot really be surprised on the allegations against the man. And finally, from March 2016 to present, 10 years, 4 months, that is when he became the managing director of Shellcon Pty Ltd. Well, that is the little information about our man Tumelongu. At some point, he wanted to do his testimony in camera because he knew he doesn't want to be exposed. Unfortunately, we already know the face and is going to get grilled. I think after grilling, this man is going directly to jail. There is no way that we are living with people who have this tag of saying, I'm an informant. But when you go deeper, you find that there is nothing about informants. This is about them acquiring or giving themselves that name informant so that they can do things without being traced. It's quite alarming. But of course, South Africa, alive with possibilities. There are many possibilities. If you are poor, they just look at you and say you are lazy because they know they don't get rich by working hard. They get rich by being corrupt, which they call working smart. I wait to see the day these people are going back to jail and also appearing in court so that they can face all these charges of the things that they're accused of. Look at a person like Samuel Mashaba. He doesn't have any shame in him when he talks about Tumelongu and says, well, we were close and this guy was an informant. And next thing he says, he gave me money. Like, there's no sense of shame in these people because they know that for them it's about improving themselves. They don't care about who they harm or who they destroy. I said it before. Some of this corruption could have helped the youth unemployment, but because most of them do not care. And don't forget, it's not about your so-called informants who out of nowhere become rich. It's not about your so-called chief of police officers. It's not about just about them. It involves the politicians who are working together with them. Unfortunately, some of them are dead. They would be here answering for all the things they've done. Unfortunately, or maybe lucky for them, they are dead. But they've left a decay that might never get solved. But luckily, something is being done. And with that, maybe there would be change. Anyway, guys, thank you for tuning into the channel. And please do not forget to subscribe, like, and share the video. If you can become a member. Until next time. Cheers.